the accessibility meeting for December 10th, 2021. We'll call the meeting to order. And first is approval of the agenda. I do have one addition to the agenda under delegations. We have Robert MacGregor here from GeoMate to talk to us about the initiative of the ACE challenge that Tom had spoken to the last meeting. We'll add that into delegations. Is there anything else that anyone wants to add or amend to the agenda?
Not me.
Okay. Does anyone like to move to approve the agenda for today then?
I'll move.
Linda, okay. And a seconder? I see Mary's finger. All in favor? All right. We'll go ahead then. Number 3, any declarations of pecuniary interests or general nature thereof for today? All right, we'll carry on. And then attached are the attached to our agenda was minutes from our last meeting on November 12th. That was a virtual meeting over Zoom. So I don't know if everyone's had a chance to look over that, if there's any changes or modifications that are needed. Okay, does anyone wish to go ahead and move to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
I will.
Okay, Colleen, thank you. And a seconder?
Linda.
Linda? And all in favor for that?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll carry on. So next we have delegations. So we have Robert MacGregor here with us, who is from GeoMate. Tom had spoken to us at the last meeting about a sidewalk initiative that their company is able to help out with. So we had asked for him to come with further information. So Robert is here today, so I'll pass it on to you.
Awesome, thank you. Thanks, Nicole, and thanks, Candace, again for setting some things up over email. It's great to meet everybody. As mentioned, I'm Robert, and I'm the Director of Communications at GeoMate. Just the quick summary of what GeoMate is we're a tech company out of Kitchener-Waterloo, so south of you guys, and we use artificial intelligence and geospatial data to assess and monitor sidewalk accessibility in municipalities across Ontario and across Canada. And so, as Tom mentioned to you guys, we're doing something called the Accessible City Challenge right now, or ACE for short. And essentially what that is it's a free initiative for municipalities to get an overview of their sidewalk accessibility. So we look at things like, are the sidewalks in the town AODA compliant? Is the slope accessible? Are there too many surface quality issues? Those kinds of things, identifying barriers to any kind of accessibility. That's another thing that we're trying to do. So that's kind of like the short summary. Do I have screen sharing capabilities? I was gonna pull up a quick slide deck to give you guys some visuals because I think that might be helpful. I have screen sharing. I do have screen sharing. Awesome. So I'm just going to quickly pull up a slide deck, and then I'll kind of explain what GeoMate does in a little bit more depth. I don't want to take up too much of your time today. And then if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer and also provide some more follow-up information. So yeah, I am sharing my screen. So I'm hoping you guys can now see this. Can I get a thumbs up if you guys can see the screen?
Yep,
awesome.
we can see
Thank you. Perfect. Yeah, so as I mentioned in my brief overview, we're GeoMate and we use artificial intelligence for active, safe, and inclusive cities with a specific focus on sidewalk accessibility. So I'm just going to go over how what we do works and then kind of give a high-level summary of that. And so, yeah. So how it works, how our technology works is we take a variety of geospatial data sources, so ortho images, street level images, and LiDAR scans, as well as some other different crowdsourced data. We process that through our AI machine. Our artificial intelligence machine is then able to extract sidewalk features, so things like curb ramps, crosswalks, street lights, decorative benches, surface quality issues, slope, width, all those kinds of things. And it's also able to identify the precise location of the entire transportation network within a city or a town. So it looks at things like it extracts the locations of all driveways, roads, crosswalk, or sorry, I already said crosswalks, but crosswalks, sidewalks, all those kinds of things. And then we put that information through our spatial analysis system. And on the far side, we get high definition maps of various kind of data points. And so the one that we're kind of focusing on with the ACE challenge is in the top here, and I'll blow that image up in a couple slides, but it's the accessibility and walkability map. So high level summary, we take a ton of geospatial data, process it through our AI. Our AI makes a digital to cities, extracting the location of features and the sidewalk road network. We process that through spatial analysis, and we create maps that help support municipalities in becoming more accessible, as well as some other important aspects. So that's how it works. And then just to kind of show those steps in a little bit more depth, we kind of see it as adding layers to geospatial data. So this first slide, or this first image on the left here, is a ortho image, so the airborne image from a drone or plane, whatever it might be, of the city of Stratford, our town of Stratford. And so this is kind of step one. We take the ortho image, process it through our machine, and then our machine overlays the sidewalk locations, crosswalk locations, road locations, driveway locations. So that's step one. Once we have that data set, we extract urban features. And so this can be anything from signage to decorative benches, and fire hydrants, stuff like that. Now, these features, we actually started extracting from an accessibility perspective in terms of, winter in Canada gets a little bit snowy. And if there's a buildup of snow, oftentimes in downtowns or in suburbs or densely populated areas, it was pushed up against these, the fire hydrant or the street sign. And so then the sidewalk becomes less accessible because it's no longer got that same width. And so that's why we started tracking that information. And then from a strictly accessibility perspective, we also look at the surface quality. So if there's a divot, pothole, maybe a root is protruding through the sidewalk, and it could be a trip hazard for somebody with a walker on crutches, we identify where each of those locations are. So if you see this, there's a little orange box here and here identifying surface quality problems. Unfortunately, I'm not in the platform, so I can't, zoom in and blow that up for you. But yes, we identify where those surface quality problems are. And then we also analyze the slope and the width, as I mentioned earlier. The width is to ensure that municipalities in Ontario are AODA compliant. And then also some municipalities we work with tend to want to assess their width on a little bit of a stricter scale. So I think AODA, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm not, the number always is loose in my brain, but I think it's 1.5 meters is needed for a sidewalk to be deemed accessible. And we work with some municipalities that think, oh, we want our sidewalks to be accessed on 1.75 meters or 2 meters, and just ensure that you're giving that extra space for people in wheelchairs or with any kind of mobility disability. And then, slope we also track just to ensure that we're not setting anything up in the municipality that would be inhibited because it's too hilly and somebody in a wheelchair might not be able to access it. So it's the automated urban feature extraction. We process, or we put those last two things together. So the layers of the transportation network and the layers of the automated extraction. And then we have our map here, which just shows where those surface quality problems are, where the curb ramps are, all those kinds of things. And that kind of leads us to the ACE challenge and the bread and the butter of what we do, which is accessibility and walkability maps. And so, if you look at this blown up image here, green is high accessibility, yellow is moderate accessibility, and then red is poor accessibility. And so we assess each sidewalk segment across a town, and just looking at the slope width and surface quality, as well as lighting and access to public transportation. So it looks something like a little bit like this. So this is an image taken from actually right near the GeoMate office in Kitchener-Waterloo. And so we can click on any sidewalk within our platform, and it'll bring up a drop-down menu, which shows slope image, year constructed of the sidewalk, the width, as well as things like that slope score, the width score, surface quality score, lighting score, and then the access to public transit. We amalgamate all of that information and we give each segment of each sidewalk segment an accessibility score out of 1. So this area of Kitchener-Waterloo has been redeveloped recently, and active transportation has been a big part of that redevelopment. And so the sidewalk there is great. It's super accessible, wide, flat, no surface quality problems. And so, yeah, it's got a 0.91 score, which is great. That's what we want to see. But a lot of times municipalities don't have 0.91 scores, and they're kind of more in that moderate accessibility range. And we can help kind of identify where investment needs to happen to ensure that sidewalks are becoming more accessible. And then this is another part of ACE. So basically the ability to click on each sidewalk segment that comes with our full paid platform. The free ACE challenge gets you your municipality-wide analytics. So this is the city of Kitchener in this example. We've assessed, so what we do with ACE is we'll assess every sidewalk like we normally do. And then we just give you a breakdown of kind of district of the municipality, or breaking up by neighborhood within the municipality to show the comparison of sidewalk accessibility. So in this example, we're looking at Kitchener, and these are all the different wards / districts in Kitchener. And so, yeah, Ward 8 and 9 right here in the red circle, that's about the Kitchener downtown core, if you're familiar with the area. So it scores really high accessibility. It gives you a breakdown of kind of what goes into that score. So there's 30 kilometers of fairly poor surface quality sidewalk, but also 30 kilometers of good and another 20 of excellent sidewalk accessibility when it comes to surface quality problems. So we basically, the ACE challenge gives you the municipality map or town map, and then breaks it down into little sections, and it'll give you the overall accessibility of those sections and the overall accessibility of the entire municipality. So that's kind of what we're doing with ACE. I hope that I didn't drag on too long there. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything like that, I'd be happy to answer. And I will share some further information via email once I'm out of the meeting, and then you guys can kind of pass it along to each other and use it at your convenience. So I'm going to stop sharing, and there you go. I can see you guys again. Thoughts, comments, initial kind of anything, and yeah, I'd be happy to answer any questions. And I'm sorry, I'm hoping I didn't speak too fast. Sometimes I'm known for talking a little bit on the faster side, so if you need anything repeated, I can also do that.
Go ahead, Mary.
Yes.
Hi, Robert. Thanks for giving us an overview of what you do as a company. I'm wondering, because Brighton is growing so fast and there's so many new subdivisions, can you sell your company's approach to, before we even get to the point of putting sidewalks in, your expertise in how they should be laid out in the plan? Like, would this be a great tool for the planning department?
So that's a good question. We don't do any kind of consulting. We just provide the data and the software to help your, say, planning department kind of do their job more efficiently. For new subdivisions, we're usually not actually too concerned with sidewalk accessibility, because for the most part, if you're building something in 2021, the city is likely going to ensure that that sidewalk is made very flat with the appropriate width. So I'm too concerned about kind of using our services for new subdivisions. Our thing is more helping identify where to fix sidewalks that are older, and kind of where you should prioritize those kind of fixes. That's awesome to hear that you guys are growing. My dad is actually from Brighton, Ontario. I never lived there, but that's awesome to hear.
So Mary, I think what we could do is we could pass this information along to Rafiq, who does all of our GIS mapping. And he would be doing the mapping of all of our sidewalks and different things like that, and especially for our asset management plans as well. So it's something that we could probably forward to him to take a look at.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know our sidewalks over the past while have drastically been improved, and there's actually a 3-year plan for improving the downtown core, especially sidewalks, which has been wonderful to see from our committee. And I know I was really excited when I got the plan. I think it was in the spring, about what the 3-year plan is, and got the picture and everything. So to see sort of the next level one of what could be done as a free program is pretty exciting too.
Right.
I wasn't sure, do you guys have a size of municipalities that you're targeting, or is it any municipality or city within Ontario?
Yeah, and any municipality we are happy to provide our services for. With bigger, like larger 100,000 plus population municipalities and above, it can be sometimes a little bit easier just because there's usually more data in these bigger cities, but that's not having data isn't a huge roadblock. We're happy to help any kind of municipality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like I know from our end, we're just an advisory committee, so we can't really say, yes, go ahead, do it. But it's something that we can discuss as a committee to see whether we want to put a motion forward towards council. Or I might get Candace to say whether it's something just to send on to, I think it was Rafiq that you mentioned.
Yeah. I think that maybe we should just try to put it through to council and have them come and do maybe a presentation. What do you think, Mary?
I was thinking the same thing, Candace, because as Nicole said, we don't have the option of going forward with this. And I think we need, and especially because most of staff are there at a council meeting, either on Zoom or present in public, that the more people that can see what this tool can do would be better. And so maybe, and Rafiq should probably be one of the ones that are invited to that meeting.
So what I think we should do is, Robert, if you could send me the information, all the information, what I can do is I can give it to Rafiq and Preston and see where they want to go, like how they would like to proceed with this. And then we can bring it to council. We would contact you and have you come to a council meeting.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great plan.
Because it could be something that Preston and Rafiq could do a report to council on. Right, Mary?
Awesome.
That's the way I would like to proceed with it, yes.
Okay.
Awesome. That sounds great. Yeah. Awesome. Well, is there any other questions?
Does anyone else have any other questions or information or anything for Robert? Okay. All right. Well,
Awesome.
Thank you so much for attending. And yes, if you don't mind forwarding that information on to Candace, that would be great. And then, yeah, we look forward to hearing more about it in the future.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
I just want to say we really love working with accessibility committee. So thank you guys for having me today. It was awesome to meet you, and hopefully we'll be in touch in the future.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
All right. So now we'll go to our business 6.1 update for May Accessibility Awareness Day. I have been sending some emails because we had talked about having maybe a vision disability focus for our accessibility awareness day, the end of May. So I've reached out to do Vision Loss Rehab and CNIB. Vision Loss Rehab does a lot of the work around our area, as well as CNIB for advocacy. So I've sort of been playing email tag between all of them. But my hope is it maybe just to get some preliminary ideas from them, and then hopefully I will either bring them or have them attend as a delegation the next meeting, so then we can all talk together about ideas. So I just wanted to make sure that that plan was okay with all of you guys.
Sure. Sounds good.
Sounds
Is that
good.
okay? Okay. Would you like them to actually come to our meeting, or would you rather me just bring information about what I've talked with them about?
I'd just like to leave that up to you to make that decision, Nicole.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I know it wasn't a very big update for that one, but I just wanted to let you all know I have been emailing about it and working on it.
Yeah.
So I'll bring that
Nicole,
to our next
oh,
meeting.
sorry.
Yes,
Nicole,
go ahead.
on the morning show today, they had a young woman that does painting. She's disabled. And because of 2 charities, she's learned to put out there a book, and I believe it's called My Work, My Life. She's like our community living children in our area. And it might be nice to have that book or somebody from that area to come to our accessibility too. So they might have some ideas for us to help.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look that up. And you said that was on CTV?
Yeah.
Morning show?
Global. Yeah,
Or Global?
I believe. Okay. Yeah, I think it's global.
Okay.
I know it's called the morning show, but
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. No, I'll look that up. That's an idea of having sort of a link or something like that there.
And there is a commercial on TV where the gentleman is talking, but I believe he doesn't hear, but he's talking about his disability too. I've noticed it a few times. So they're getting the word out there to the general public that disabled people or people with a disability are doing things for themselves and for the community. I think it's good.
Yeah. Okay. No, thanks, Linda. I'll look into that too.
Okay.
Any other comments or anything about our May Accessibility Awareness Day? No? Sandy, did you have a comment?
Oh, you're here. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm on my phone right now, so I can see you and you can hear me now. So that's it. I was just frigging around.
Okay. No worries.
I'm here.
All right. We'll move on to reports. And 7.1, we have a library update from Heather.
Hi, everyone. I promise that I'm here, but I'm working without a camera today. Can everyone hear me okay?
Oh, Heather, I'm not sure we can hear you.
And is that any better?
No, sorry.
That's not Heather.
Heather, do you have a headset on? Because sometimes the headsets make a difference.
No, I don't have a headset.
We can hear you a little bit better,
Oh, okay.
little bit.
How about now?
That's a
Yeah,
little bit
it's
better.
getting
Okay. How about now?
better. Are you getting
I'm
closer?
picturing you just moving closer and closer.
Oh, I'm turning things up. I'm moving closer. I'm basically a pretzel right now.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Thankfully, I don't have a lot to report. I just wanted to send out the message that the library is receiving an award for our dementia resources. And it is for the W.K. Lamb Award, and it's for service to seniors. The committee was very pleased with our cognitive readers and our cognitive care kits. And Sandy from the Alzheimer's Society was in this week, and we got some pictures, and she was really pleased that the Alzheimer's Society could be partnered with us and winning this award.
Good.
Great, congratulations on that. I think that it's great for the library to get that feedback about an initiative that you guys have going. So that's great.
Absolutely, thank you. And I really appreciate the talk that Sandy did at one of our meetings. It was great.
Great. Okay. Was there anything else, Heather?
No, that was it.
Okay. All righty. We'll move on to 7.2, which is review of year-end summary. So attached to your agenda, I had put in the summary that we had sort of reviewed a bit just over the computer last week, or last meeting, where I did the Accessibility Advisory Committee 2021 year-end summary. I do know that Tom added a few things in there with respect to customer service and information and communication, because I know he had been working on some of those areas. So I wanted everyone to take a look at it to see if there's anything else that needs to be changed or amended. And then we can add that or send that off to council to look at as our summary. And then it also go with our annual accessibility plan as well. One thing that was added to it that Tom picked up through the AODA audit that's due at the end of the year is that as a municipality, we need to develop a procedure for temporary service disruptions to accessible features of public spaces. So for instance, if a certain area is blocked off and there's no accessible parking spaces, what's our plan for that to meet those needs during that temporary service disruption? So that's something that we need to have a motion for to go towards council. So I included into the summary, and then I believe it's also in our agenda as a motion that the Accessibility Advisory Committee recommends to council that under the requirements of AODA, staff is to establish procedures for temporary service disruptions to accessible features of public spaces.
That means, does that mean like, please make sure that the ramps are kept clear from any what's going on, or the accessible doors, or is that what that means? Like, so that people have the accessibility to do that, but even though there's an emergency going on, that they are aware that they need to they need to keep those areas open.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not sure what the actual definition of a temporary service disruption is, according to the AODA. Yeah, I think we might have to look into that more, but definitely it's to make sure that whether the disruption is a day or a week or something like that, then the accessible features of that public space is still available. Yeah.
Can I ask Candace a question, please?
Yeah.
Candace, we met about the box, the Laugh Labs box at the medical center. Did that get changed? Because I haven't been back there.
No,
No.
not yet. I was there this week and the box is still at the front door. So it's something that I need to get in touch with Wendy, I believe at the administrative office. So I'll make a note to make sure that I do that.
Will it help if we send a message from us to say about the accessibility of that door being blocked by that box? I think I talked about it a couple meetings ago, that the Life Labs box is blocking a whole door at the Family Health Center, right?
Yeah.
Whatever they're calling it.
I believe that because of COVID, that's the reason why they put the box outside, was so that people didn't have to go into the building to receive the Life Labs.
I was told by someone in the building that it's outside because they don't always come when the building's open to them to pick it up.
That too. So I can always see if because it's our facility, right? See if Kevin or somebody can come up with a mechanism to have it moved to the side of the building and maybe on like on a platform or on a stand or something. I mean, what they want to make sure is that none of the kids tamper with it. And again, that it's accessible for Life Labs to come after hours, retrieve the information. So it's something that we need to make aware to both the physicians and then to our own municipal staff. We're down another person for doing our facilities. So our facilities manager, we don't have anybody in place right now. So we could do a recommendation through council, or you could just leave it with me and I can see what I can do to get that
Well, it was
resolved.
very, very quick of you to meet me that day at the facility, so
Mhm.
I trust your judgment on that. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll see if I can get a hold of Wendy and tell her what we need to do. We need to have it moved. And then I'll see if I can get through Preston. I can get somebody to build something, structure for them or something outside that building that's secure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have any other comments about the year-end summary at all that was sent out, or do you feel it's okay to go ahead to council?
I'm
Mary?
sorry, I don't have it with me right now, so I'm sorry.
It
I don't
was
have a comment.
attached to the minutes from the agenda. It was attached to the agenda and minutes that Jessica sent out.
For this
Mary?
for today's meeting,
Yes, for today's meeting.
I didn't get it.
Oh, was it not in the email?
Not to my
Okay.
knowledge. I've got it right in my hand here.
But it would have been attached to the email that had the Zoom link.
It's in the package altogether, so it was the last 2 pages.
No, I only have one page here, 1.5. If somebody could send it to me, I'd appreciate it.
And we can
Thank
resend it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mary, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I'm fine with everything that's on that list, but you talked about a resolution for a temporary place for in case of any kind of problem within an area. So did you have the wording to that? Resolution?
Yep. It's actually already typed into our agenda. That the Accessibility Advisory Committee recommends to council that under the requirements of AODA, staff is to establish procedures for temporary service disruptions to accessible features of public spaces.
I'd like to move that, and I definitely feel that the whole health and safety team, which would include fire too, the fire chief and staff from there, that we quickly get on to something like that. We've had situations before with the trail derailment, the flooding never got to the point where people actually had to move, but we never know what we're going to have in the future. So I think it's a good idea to have that procedure set up. So I certainly would move that if somebody would second it.
Yep, and I'd second it. And is everyone in favor of that motion to go forward to council? Okay. All right. So we'll carry that one forward. And then
Nicole, sorry.
Nicole?
Did somebody
Holly.
send that email? Was it Sandy that was looking for the email
yes,
with the
Sandy.
agenda?
Can you resend it to her? Do you mind?
I can.
doing that?
I didn't want to bombard her with if somebody else had sent it, but I will do that now.
No,
Great.
I didn't. I haven't. I had a second I was going to send it, but I haven't.
That's
had time
okay.
yet.
I can do it. I just didn't want to
Thank you very much.
overwhelm her.
I'm
Send
looking
them
at the
now.
whole meeting on a little telephone and it's really difficult.
Okay.
I'm sure, yes, that would be hard.
I just forwarded it, so you should be getting it soon.
Good. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Yes, the only thing, I think I may have the number wrong on it, but I think it might be okay of how many times we've met. I put down the council has met 7 times since November 2020, but then I went back, but I guess maybe the November, I counted 9 times, but I guess maybe, I think it's okay to, yeah, never mind. Ignore that part. I was counting like, well, actually, if I wrote it in November, that is 7 times from November to November. So I think we're okay. I'm just talking to myself. Do you know, Candace, do we need an actual motion to send this forward to council, or would it automatically go since it's in our agenda package?
It's your report to
Yeah.
council, so you don't have to have a motion to send it.
Okay,
You just send it to me and I will include it in the agenda package. Did
Okay.
you want it to go to the December 20th meeting?
Actually, it'd probably be good for me to go there just to present it as a summary for the year from the committee. So I'm okay to do that. Yep. Is
Okay,
there
so I'll
room
put you
on
as
it?
a presentation.
Okay,
But I also will put the report underneath the, we have like a section that's for minutes and reports from committees.
Mhm.
So I'll put the actual report underneath there, but we'll have you set as a presentation.
okay, okay.
Is that good?
Yep, that's good.
I received the attachment, so thank you.
So yes, I will present this to council then on December 20th. So they've got it officially, and then we can continue to be a voice on council for accessibility. So yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Is there any other discussions or questions or anything on that part of the agenda, 7.2, the year-end summary? Okay. So then we'll move on to accessibility concerns from the public. I know, Linda, you already brought up about the box in front of the Health Services Center. Has anyone heard about anything else about accessibility concerns from the public?
Someone asked me if those metal pieces in our sidewalk were going to be slippery in the winter time. And I said I was sorry, I had no idea. They are, I said they were modeled, or like they're not just flat.
No.
So I wouldn't think so as long as they were cleared from the ice and snow. But I was sorry, I didn't know. I suggested they call the municipality and ask if they had any idea if they would be slippery in the wintertime.
That's a good question for Preston,
Mhm.
the Director of Public Works. It's something that I can try to see if I can get a response from Preston about that, Linda.
Okay. I
I've
haven't
been told that they're not supposed to be slippery.
good.
That's the
what I
reason why they
thought.
have the bumps. But because we did question it here, because we do have a lot of women that wear like high heels, and we have them in the building as well at the top of the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's so that you know where the sidewalk ends, where the sidewalk starts. The same as at the stairs is for people that have vision impairments, and that they know where the stair is starting, or that you're at the last step. So, but I was told that they're not supposed to be slippery. So let's hope. But I'll ask Preston about the sidewalks.
Sure.
Is there any other questions or thoughts? Wow, okay, that's good. I think that's a good sign when there's not a whole big list of accessibility concerns from the public. That's a good thing. I know I was happy to see the painting happening downtown. It did seem to take a long time. Like, I do know there was a lot of accessible spots blocked off there for a number of weeks getting painted, but it's nice to see that project was completed. So now the accessible parking spots have the painted signs marked now. Yeah, all right. I don't believe there's any correspondence. I haven't gotten anything. I don't think Tom left any notes about that. Yeah, I guess we had a short meeting today. It would be the next meeting date.
I just got on.
Your name's been there the whole time, Sandy.
Oh, no. We have a new computer, but it's not hooked up for my side of things yet. So
Ah.
I'm still going on this old thing that I can't hear. Anyway, I apologize to everybody for delaying my entrance.
Oh, no, no worries. No worries. I guess the question is, it's December 10th now. January, do we want to meet in January or February for our next meeting?
So we are
February.
asking committees if they can give us a grace period for January and start their meetings in February.
Okay.
Just because we will have a new hiree as well. So just getting up and rolling for the new year it would be beneficial if we could start in February.
Okay. I think that's okay with me. I don't think we have anything pressing or urgent that needs to be done right at the beginning of January. Yeah, so then that would be February 11th is the second Friday of February. So the next meeting would be February 11th.
Okay,
Is that okay with everybody there at 10
fine
o'clock?
for me.
Okay. All right. And yes, we look forward to having a new hire on board too.
I'm working on it.
I'd like to just say, I hope everybody has a happy holiday and Merry Christmas, and everybody stays healthy and well through the season.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you.
same to you, Linda.
I
Take care.
second that.
Good.
Yeah. The year has gone by fast for sure. All right, then would someone like to adjourn to or move to adjourn the meeting for today?
I will.
Oh, okay.
Colleen, okay.
Colleen?
And I think I saw Linda's hand up, so we'll take that
Yeah.
as a seconder. And all in favor for that?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes, and thank you all very much. Hope everyone has a happy holiday. I did pass on a thank you and a gift to Tom for all of his hard work. He filled some really big shoes. So we really appreciate all of the support that he had given the committee and accessibility at his time here. So yes, I dropped that off quickly before he left. So I gave him a gift basket of chocolate and a mug and some coffee so he could go to his new job with his mug and think about us.
Okay.
He
Thanks
did
a lot,
say that-
Nicole.
Merry
Christmas, everybody.
He did
Merry
say, Nicole,
Christmas.
that if we have any questions, that we can contact him. He gave us his new email address. So
Wow,
Wow.
that's a good